Now we'll come to the next part of the lesson, things around us. The things around us can be divided into two main categories as matter and energy. In our previous video, we learned that things with mass and occupy space are known as matter. And also, things without mass and do not occupy space are known as energy. Yes. In this video, we learned more about matter. We normally refer to the things in daily life as matter. There are three states of matter. According to the availability, there are three states of matter as solid, liquid, and gas. What is solid? Do you know, children? Here, you can see some examples of solids. A stone, a bottle, table, bat, gems, pen. Those are the few examples for solids. Then what can you say about their shapes and volume? Let's see it. You observe some solid. What are their characteristics? How do you identify solids? What can you say about the shape and volume? The shape of solid does not change easily. They have a definite shape. Also, there is a definite volume for solid. Then, the characteristic of solids are solid has a definite shape and has a definite volume. You already know what is solid. Then what is liquid? Here, some examples of liquid in daily life. Treacle, milk, orange juice, water, and also coconut oil. Now we know the characteristics of solid as solid has a definite shape and definite volume. But in liquid do not have a definite shape. It gets the shape of container. And liquid have definite volume. Let's find it practically. Let's find out the characteristics of liquid about its shape and volume. Here you will need, children, a measuring cylinder, colored water, transparent containers of different shapes as in the picture. First you have to measure 25 ml of water using the measuring cylinder. I will explain it later. The way of measuring amount of liquid used in measuring cylinder. Next, you have to put that amount of liquid into these different shapes of containers. Then what can you see? What is the shape of the water in the measuring cylinder? When you put it into containers, what is the shape? What about the volume? Here, you have to observe in this activity, the amount of water in these three containers are equal to each other. There are 25 milliliters in these three containers. But what can you say about the shape? Water takes the shape of container. It is different to each other. Hence, a liquid has a definite volume but no definite shape. How to measure liquid using measuring cylinder? In laboratory, we use measuring cylinder to measure liquids. The correct method of measuring a volume of liquid is when you put a liquid into measuring cylinder, you will see a curved surface at the top as shown in the figure. We know it as meniscus. That the curved surface is known as meniscus. Then get the reading of the lowest curved point. But keep it in your mind, you have to keep the meniscus or keep the measuring cylinder at your eye level. Then you can get the correct reading. I think now you have clear idea about solid and liquid. Then what is the other state of matter? That is gas. Then what is gas? Here you can see some examples of gaseous substance. Oxygen gas, carbon dioxide gas, nitrogen gas, and steam. When boiling water, steam is out, and wind and smoke of joss sticks. What are the characteristics of gas? Oh, what happened there? Gas has no definite shape and no definite volume. Sure? Shall we check it? Let's find out whether they occupy space or not. Here you will need an empty bottle and a water basin. You have to put the bottle in the water basin as shown in the figure at your left side, and then tilt the bottle as shown in the next figure. Observe what happened there. When the bottle is in the position as in the first picture, water does not enter the bottle. But when the bottle is in the position in the next picture, it means at picture at the right side, the bubbles come out and water enters to the bottle. First, water didn't go into the bottle because there was something in the bottle there. At the next position, water entered to the bottle because the air blocked in the bottle came out. So it's clear that air occupies space. And also, have you ever think when the empty bottle, it contain any matter? Yes, as in this observation, empty bottle contains air. Let's find out whether there is a definite volume for air. Here you will need two air jars, a jar stick, a piece of cardboard. First you have to light the jar stick and send smoke into the air jar turned upside down. Now get another air jar, same size, and keep it vertical as shown in the figure. Observe what happens. With the time, you will see that the smoke in the first air jar goes to the second air jar as well. It's clear that gases do not have a definite volume and they spread throughout the container. Hence, a gas has no definite volume as well as no definite shape. Children, already you have clear knowledge about the three states of matter, about solid, liquid and gas. The characteristic of solid, liquid and gases can be compared as follows. First one, solid. Solid has a definite shape and has a definite volume too. Then liquid has not definite shape. It gets the shape of container. But liquid has a definite volume. Then what about gas? Gas do not have definite shape and also gases do not have a definite volume. Now let's discuss more about solids. Here you can see the properties of solid matter. There are different properties in different solid materials. For example, hardness, malleability, ductility, texture, brittleness, elastic nature. Therefore, the properties of solid matter should be considered when they are used. Let's find out the usages of physical properties of solids with examples. First one, hardness. The property of resistance to scratch, abrasion and cutting is known as hardness. Hardness differs depending on material. The hardest thing in the world is diamond. Iron and steel are the materials with a high hardness. Next physical property is malleability. The ability of a metal to be drawn into thin sheet without breaking by hammering or rolling is known as malleability. Copper, aluminium, gold and such metals shows malleability. Ductility, the ability of a metal to be drawn into thin wires, not into thin sheets. Thin wires without breaking is called ductility. Ductility means drawn into thin wires. Copper, aluminium, gold and such metals show ductility. The next one is elastic nature or elasticity. The property of increasing the length of a material by a force or stretch is known as elastic nature. Rubber elastics show elastic nature. Brittleness is another physical property of a solid. Brittleness means tendency of a material to be break under a small force. Tendency of a material to be break under small force, that is brittleness. Glass, coal, clay pots shows brittleness. What is this feature? Texture. Feel of surface, rough or smooth, is known as texture. When we touch some things or touch surfaces, we feel smooth surface. Therefore, we know it as smooth texture. Baby talc, cotton wool are the examples for smooth surfaces or smooth texture. What is another one? When we touch gravel or sandpaper, we feel rough surface or rough texture. Now you have learned more about physical properties of solids with examples. Here you can see a house or a building. Can you imagine the amount and types of solid used to build up the above house? The properties of material used differ depending on the shape of each part, strength, and the area that should be covered here. Also, building material differ according to the area, location, climate, necessity of the person, space and income, etc. Think about the material that are used to build doors, roofs, windows, floor, walls and grills of the house. Think about their physical properties. Gold, silver and copper are used to make jewelry because of their property of malleability and ductility. Already you have known the meaning of malleability and ductility. Malleability means the ability of metal to be drawn into thin sheets without breaking. Ductility, the ability of a metal drawn into thin wires without breaking. So these features were useful for making jewelries. Due to these properties, these materials can be made into different shapes. Then what about teeth and gloves? Teeth and gloves are made of rubber because of the property of elastic nature. Now, you have cleared that there are more applications of solids in our day-to-day life activities. Thanks for watching and we will meet soon with another lesson as well.